A stroller falls down the Odessa steps while the SARS National Guard kills a group starting a revolt, creating one of the most iconic scenes in movie history. We would see this again in many movies and TV shows, like Brian De Palma's The Untouchables, Terry Gilliam's Brazil, The Simpsons, and even the Power Rangers in space. I'm obviously talking about Battleship Potemkin, Sergei Eisenstein's masterpiece. This is Film Story. Eisenstein was born in Latvia in 1898, but then moved with his mother to Russia in 1905. There, he was part of the revolution, joining the Red Army and creating political propaganda in favor of the cause. After failing as a theater director, he began a successful film career, making such movies as Strike, October, Alexander Nevsky, and Ivan the Terrible. Eisenstein's biggest contribution to film, though, was in the area of montage. He defined montage as an idea that derives from the collision between two shots that are independent of one another. Eisenstein became one of the first theorists to use montage not just in a structural sense, creating something he called intellectual montage. It all worked a bit like a collage. This means that, for example, if we first see a shot of an eye and then one of rain, we can come up with a third concept, in this case, crying. His ideas were heavily based on a famous experiment conducted by another Russian theorist called Lev Kuleshov, which I've talked about in a previous video you can watch here. In Battleship Potemkin, his most important movie, this can be seen in the general's headquarters scene, where three stallions of lions represent the uprising of the masses against the Tsar. Battleship Potemkin was released in 1925, 20 years after the events it is based on, and it tells the story of a riot organized by sailors of the Potemkin, an Imperial Russian battleship who suffered really bad working conditions. In its most famous scene, the Odessa Steps, we can clearly see Eisenstein's signature montage in the works. The film is a clear example of a typical communist propaganda piece, used to create awareness of the riots that happened before the 1917 revolution. It's crazy how the images of their rising create a feeling of empowerment and strength in those who watch it even today. I mean, it's not a coincidence that the sailor who starts a mutiny is a Stalin lookalike. Another interesting thing is how Eisenstein shows various shots of the same action from different angles, creating very dynamic sequences. The movie has over 1300 shots, with a length of less than 3 seconds each in average. That's even less than the average shot length of Transformers. In your face, Michael Bay! Because of this, Battleship Potemkin deserves being called one of the best movies in cinema history, title it should hold as long as the art of filmmaking exists. You can check more episodes of Film Story here, and you can watch my previous video in which I choose my top 5 movies of 2015 here. See you next time!